It makes more sense how many people are reporting fucking Gaster's theme and Rules card if they're literally hallucinating music out of nothing if they want to hear it badly enough.
Holy come on, motherfucker. Pull the
Okay, so I just had to make a short video about this because I am crashing out so insanely hard. As many people know, at the end of Chapter 4, if you go to the side of the lake, eventually there's some dialogue about hearing a song playing at the distance. There's also a short looping sound effect that plays over the background, and a lot of people are very insistent that there is no music in it. And I don't blame them. It's mixed fairly low into the audio, like it's very quiet. However, if you take the time to actually break the piece apart, there is something there, and I wanted to share it because I feel like I'm being low-key gaslit by half the community. So here is my attempt to isolate and recreate that sound. So of course, first we have the original actual ocean.ogg right here. Sorry, just a very short clip, not too particularly noteworthy, except if you isolate some of the noise out of it. Here's a modified version of the wind blowing at the end, and I use that to do some noise isolation. You get this. It might be slightly more audible, but to really hammer it home, what I've done is recreate it in FL Studio. So here, as you can see, all I've done is take a sine wave generator with just a little bit of an envelope to make it sound roughly like how it is in the actual original. And to me it sounds like this. So here are the notes I heard recreated in FL Studio. The only notes that stuck out clearly to me were just three of them, which would be A, and then G sharp, which is nothing to write home about, nothing we can really match significantly to anything we know because it's just so little information. But yeah, two notes and then a half step down. To really drive this home, because this trick seems to work with most people I try, if I play the recreation matched up to where I think the sound actually is, and then play the original without the recreation, then it's a lot easier to hear it. And then listen for it in the original. So far, everyone I've tried this with, which isn't a lot of people, but it's a couple of people, they're able to hear it. So it seems like it's definitely part of the audio. Not that that gives us any new information, but it's more just me being petty. I do think there can be something to be gleaned in the fact that it sounds somewhat like a string instrument being plucked. And that's sort of reflected in the envelope I gave my recreation, which is it's just bling, bling, bling. It's that very plucky sound. And of course, for people who don't have the more general context of it, I can bring up the dialogue that actually references this music. So here I have pulled up the Deltarune text dump, which is just a huge dump of a bunch of the localized strings within the game for all the different dialogue, formatted roughly how it would look inside the actual game. Here you can see in the Onion Sun dialogue, there's a bit of a ramble about a song coming from the deep. You want to hear a secret? Sometimes I hear a song at night. Just a little piece of a song, you hear? It looks like it's coming from under the water, deep. And this isn't just a one-time occurrence, it actually gets referenced weirdly enough by Gerson later in his fight. And tell me first, can you hear it? Can you hear its song singing from the deep? That is the ringing of the hammer of justice. In a very similar way to Can You Hear It, in the lake dialogue in Chapter 4, Susie goes, "You hear that? No? Sounds like someone's playing a song out there. You know, on the other side of the lake." And it's specifically playing a song, not singing a song, playing a song. Of course, this dialogue is enough to let us know that there's supposed to be something there, but a lot of the times I hear people imply that there's nothing to the audio at all, despite the fact that, as I've hopefully clearly demonstrated, there is, even if it's faint. And even better, it matches up with Onion Sun's description, which is that it's just a little piece of a song. I want to hear what people think, if people still can't hear it, which I feel like is kind of crazy, or if you couldn't hear it before but are able to hear it now. Again, I mostly made this just to be petty, but people gotta know it's actually there. People gotta know it's actually there, because I'm tired of hearing it's not.